Do you have the desire to be able to laser engrave on drinkware with your machine, but have one jig system that you purchase to allow you to fit things such as 20-ounce Pilsners, 16-ounce mugs, and even 1-ounce shot glasses without having to buy multiple things? Well, this, my friends, is the system for you. What's up, guys? Sam here. Welcome back to Samcraft, and thanks for sitting through and enduring that little sales pitch. It was cheesy, but it's true. In this video, I'm going to be using the jig on the xTool F1 Ultra, which as of the making of this video, early October 2024, is the only machine this jig is finalized, approved, and sold for. However, if you're here from the future and you have a different machine, you will already know that I've expanded this to be more compatible with other machines. Just know that your slots and hole positionings may be a little bit different, but the core components, the core features, and the way you set it up should be the same. So don't click away just yet, just because you see the green machine being used, because yours should be the same way. First things first, let's go over the kit components. The first object here is what I kind of call the main cradle or the main base. This is the piece that you really don't move around a whole lot and you use for every single drink object you place in the jig. This piece can be mounted either vertically or horizontally depending upon your orientation on the laser and depending upon how you want to set it up with your machine. The way this piece is designed is you will put the lid, or I guess you could put the base of your drink object in it, and you want to push it all the way towards that wall to give yourself a nice firm reference and help make this be parallel or perpendicular to your machine as you want. The next object or objects to cover are the ramps. So I have a long, tall ramp, a long, short ramp, and a short, tall ramp. All of these operate and mount in the same way, with the only difference being their length or their height. Depending upon the drink object you are engraving or setting up to engrave, you may need a lot of height, not much at all, extended reach, or something that gets up close and personal to that object. But between the three of these ramps, you should be able to find your solution. The next object or object set that I'm going to talk about is what I call the handle support system. You will find two blocks that are different. They are set up to either be put on the left side or right side of the main base or the cradle piece. They just snap into place on top of it and then have two recessed holes for your shims to then index and reference upon and allow you to build up your shims so that the handle on your drink object can be perfectly parallel with the base of the table. The whole point of this handle shim system is to allow you to get your engravings on handled cupware right there dead center. So when you have the handle in your hand, your logo will face either away or towards you and be at 90 degrees to your handle. This is what really sets my jig system apart from others. Okay, maybe more things do, but this is the primary system because I have yet to have seen anyone else employ such a shim system to give you precise, exact results. As far as the shims, they lock together very similarly to trademark name I can't mention, plastic building block style design, and they nest upon each other. In your kit, you will get an assortment of shims ranging in 5mm thicknesses, 3mm thicknesses, and 1mm thicknesses. I tried to give you as many shims as you would need to fit most all objects out there, but I can't say for sure this is 100% going to work for you because I've not had every single drink or cup or mug in my shop to personally test out. And then last but not least, in the kit, you have your hardware to help you mount all of these pieces to your machine. With the general overview done, let's go ahead and hop over here to the laser at the workbench and show you guys how to mock this up with various different styles of drinkware. I'm going to talk to you guys from behind the camera, but I think it's okay. You know what my face looks like, and honestly, you're here to see the jig being used. What I want to do first is set up the jig for the easier drinkware. So these are going to be items that do not have handles and are a more standard size. I'll go ahead and show you how I set up the main cradle or the main base and then adjust the ramps. First up, let's just pick a basic powder coated tumbler. First object you want to mount is going to be this main cradle. You also want to align it and center it with your galvo's center point. So in this case, I'm going to put the drinkware going this way so you can see things a lot easier. And so I want to make sure this is positioned front and back in the dead center where the center point of my machine is. With this laser, the xTool F1 Ultra, the threaded base is set up and centered, so it's easy just to match it here, and that's why there are holes in this jig rather than slots. Depending upon your machine, you may have slots. So step number 1 is to set up your main base or main cradle right where you want. Once you have your main base put there, I also then like to go ahead and take my drink object, go ahead and place it there, and then using the ramps, figure out which one we need to use. This is also when you want to use your bubble level that you get with most lasers, or use a level. The point is to have the top of your drinkware level and parallel to your threaded base of the machine. So in my case, I'm going to put my level here on the top, and I want to raise this up until that bubble is right in the middle, making the area that I want to engrave perpendicular to the laser's head. So for this tumbler, I'm going to use the long, tall ramp. I believe this is what's going to allow me to get it where I want. I'm placing it underneath the tumbler, balancing my level right there, and I'm just going to slide this ramp forward until the tumbler is level. So right there. Now what I'm going to do is take my hardware, and with the ramps being with slots, find the hole that matches the closest, tighten it down, dial in my level again, and then lock it down once I have something I'm happy with. I have the ramp attached. Now I'm going to put the tumbler back on here, kind of wiggle this back and forth, make sure it's parallel. Now I'm going to slide it forward to dial in my position. Looks great. And so at this point, all I would need to do is tighten my screws, and then we're good to go with this particular object. You can also see from this angle how it's easy to take one out and load up a new one. You lock down your pieces with the jig, and it's easy just to load and unload and really batch out production. Alright, in this example, we have a 30-ounce stepped tumbler. This guy is pretty large, but still no problem. Actually, with the same long, tall ramp in the kit, we are just about there. Just need to slide it forward just a little bit, and that's it. This guy is now ready to go. You can barely see the level in the image here, but it's level with the area that I want to engrave, so we're good to load, unload, run, and go. Let's try a different one. This is a 20-ounce Pilsner cup, so a little bit different, but honestly pretty close with this ramp. Let's see if we can back it up and get it into level, or move it forward into that dip. Not exactly. Okay, so at this point, this ramp is too tall to get this guy into focus, but that's alright. I will just undo the threaded screws and swap out this tall, long ramp for the short, long ramp. Alright, I'm just going to set the short, long ramp right there. We'll go ahead and put our cup back into place. And now let's see if we can dial this in. I'm not getting anywhere with that, so let's turn the ramp around. Alright, let's see if we can dial this guy in this way. Yes, so that right there would work for the 20-ounce Pilsner, and it also shows how these ramps can be flipped around forward, back, left, and right, and allow you to dial it in depending upon the individual needs of your drinkware. Up next, we have this wine tumbler. I think it might be a stemless wine tumbler. So let's see how this guy sets up. I think I'm going to keep the long, short ramp for this example. Put that there, slide it forward. Oh, just back a little bit. Look at that. Easy peasy. Who's next? This happens to be a can koozie. Keeps your canned drinks cool. This guy shouldn't be too difficult since it is a cylinder. Yep, perfect. Easy peasy. Here's a leatherette wrapped stainless steel tumbler. We'll see if the long short ramp will work. If I bring it forward, The only risk you run bringing the forward too much is it may get heavy in the bottom. Doesn't look like the long short one will work. So in this case, we can use the long tall. And oh yeah, that long tall would work perfect for that. Here is a stainless 16-ounce tumbler. This guy is some pretty steep taper to the edge. Let's see what we can get with this one. You can definitely tell that's way off, but I wonder if we're close there. Nope. Alright, so this guy is actually why I also include the short tall ramp, because you need to get this guy just a little bit taller for it to be level. So with this one, using the short tall ramp, you're able to dial it in right there. Alright, up next we're going to use the long tall ramp to show you that glassware can also be done. This guy's pretty heavy, so I need to really bolt it down if I was running the job. But just to show you guys, you can just do like that, walk your ramp in, dial in your settings, or at least dial in your spacing, and you're good to go. Alright, let's do something tricky. Let's do this skinny wine glass. So, I already can tell that one right there. Oh wow, okay. So that one's it. I'm surprised. I thought that one was going to be trickier to set up than that. But that was pretty easy. Alright, up next is this skinny shot glass. I think it's what it's called. I'm not exactly sure. But this is a skinny shot glass. Easy though. Same kind of concept applies. Put your object in there up against the cradle, and then walk your ramp forward until it's level, and you're good to go. Up next is a 2-ounce metal shot glass. And this guy, definitely not going to get it with that ramp. So let's swap that out for the short tall ramp. See if we can dial it in. Still not exactly there. So here is possibly a use case. Turn the short long one around. And does that get us? Not yet. Alright. So what I'm going to do next is take this long tall ramp. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. And we're going to sit the piece like this. Bringing the ramp forward towards you on the camera until it's level. And there we go. So this shows you how you're able to rotate the ramps, use them in a different orientation for even the smallest or most extreme tapered piece of drinkware. Piece of drinkware, is that right? I don't know. But that little guy. Easy. Rounding out the little guys, here is a 1-ounce shot glass. This is kind of the same kind of scenario. We're going to put the ramp up close, dial it up. I don't know if that's going to be tall enough. Let's try this one. There we go, that looks better. So that guy works fine like that. The one thing I'm noticing though is you go up higher, some of these lighter weight cups or shot glasses want to tip back. So you may need to add a weight or something inside of this to help keep it pointed down correctly. Alright, with all of our drinkware out of the way that don't have handles, let's dive into the ones with handles. First thing we want to do is set this guy up just as if it didn't have a handle, using our ramps. This is going to take the long tall ramp. Go ahead and get it level right there. So once you have your ramps done, now you need to work on shimming it for your handle. The way you do that, depending on what side you want to engrave, you get the shim block, lock it into place, and lay your handle down. Then you want to use your level and check until that gets leveled. So I think in this case, I'm going to put a 3mm shim and another 3mm shim. Check that. Maybe one more 3mm shim. And that is spot on. So this right here, the shim system, the handle system, is what is unique about my system. This allows you to get your engraving right on the top, dead center and in line with your handle. So it's easy to load on your mugs, off and on, and then it's also easy, if you want it on the other side, to use the other pieces included. Snap them over here. Add a 3mm shim. Add a second 3mm shim. And let's see if the 1 and 1. This is where you're kind of just playing around with things until you get it set up the way you want. Yeah, that's close. Alright, so in this case, I've got my shim block on my left and my right, and having all of these pieces allows you to do one side of your mug, rotate it, and then do the other side. You don't have to change much. It is a system that allows you to do two-side engravings on mugs with minimal work on your side for setting things up. Let me grab a different mug real quick. Let's try this one. It has a thicker handle. It looks very similar, but as well, is that guy the same? That was a terrible example. That guy's handle is the same spacing. Alright, let's try this one. I know this is different. This is, well, maybe it's not different. Alright, let's say this guy was different. It's easy to remove your shims. Let's say you only needed a 5mm shim. Put it in place, dial it in there. That's still a little short. Let's add a 3 under it. You guys kind of get the idea, right? You just kind of stack your shims, find the quantity or the number that work, and if you need to, copy it over to the other side. If you don't, you got the shims here, you can save, use for one side, and then these end blocks easily snap off. So there you go. That's how you do things with the mugs and handle drinkware. And with that, you guys are now experts on how to use Sam's everything drinkware jig, every drink thing jig, or whatever he has named it. Maybe you were a little bit bored to that segment, and if you were, I would honestly take that as a little bit of a compliment, because it means that my system I've designed is intuitive. You were able to see it, see me do it once, and say, okay, I got it. So hopefully that was the case. Hopefully you're also still here. So the question is going to come up, how about the software? How do I use it with the machine? And I'm not going to cover that in this video because you may not have this machine. You may have purchased this kit for a different manufacturer. Maybe a Com Marker, Monport, Thunder, Wisely, Mactron, and any other manufacturer out there for galvo lasers. So this video is only going to show you how to set up the kits, and then you go from there with your software as you've tested. That being said, if you guys got any questions or comments about this jig setup, definitely leave them for me down below. If you are a customer of mine though, and you need support, you need help, the comment section is not where I would send you first. You need to use your contact method information that came in your package to reach out to me directly. I'm just one guy running this whole business with YouTube, manufacturing these things, selling them, testing it and all, and social media can kind of get inundated with comments, and I really want to be able to reach you and help you first, so make sure you use those lines of communication first. Otherwise, thanks for watching as always, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time in the workshop.